October, aka the best month of the year, in my opinion anyway, but I'm sure many of you will agree with me. Now, before we dive into all of the cozy autumn activities, I thought I would give you just a quick fire round of my top 3 books, movies, podcasts, etc. for the month of October, with little to no explanation as to why they're my favourites. Okay, let's go. Okay, first up, TV shows has to be Wednesday, Gilmore Girls and Castle. For movies, I'm going to say Hocus Pocus, Practical Magic and The Craft. Okay, so books, the biggie, has to be Dracula by Bram Stoker, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley and Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. Podcasts. Okay, podcast has to be Mile Higher, Ologies and It's Always Halloween, obviously, for October. Oh, my top songs for October. I'm gonna have to say Wild Winds by Nathan Ball, Anchor by Nova and Moore, Pull by Christian Leave, and I don't know if I can leave it at just 3, so a bonus 2 is We Fell in Love on October by Girl in Red and Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan. I have a playlist on Spotify called Sweat Weather. I'll leave a link for it. It's basically, for a song to qualify to go on my autumn sweater weather playlist, it has to be equal parts happy and sad. Like, that just gives you that beautiful, soulful, nostalgic feeling and just perfectly captures the mood of autumn, which I do think is pure nostalgia, which is, like I said, equal parts happy and sad. Okay, next category, favourite YouTubers for the month of October. Obviously Darling Desi is in there, she is the queen of autumn, and I'm also going to say Morgan Long and Romney Ellen. Okay, and last category, favourite activities for the month of October. So obviously we've got pumpkin picking, that's a biggie, that's a must. A spooky movie night is also another October must, and one of my favourite things in the world is going to a woodland in autumn when all the leaves are beautifully orange and it's a super foggy day. I love foggy days in autumn, it's just my favourite. So walking through foggy woods in October is my other favourite activity.
I've been having fun doing some spooky crafts this month, but I'm not going to string you along, this first one did not go well. Basically what I was trying to do was make ghost candles by bending tapered candles into little ghost-like shapes. I'd seen Darling Desi do this and they looked super cute. So I was soaking the candles in hot water, trying to get them soft enough to bend, but no matter what I tried, they snapped. I ended up pouring boiling water onto one of them and all it did was take off the outer layer of wax and the candle still snapped when I tried to bend it. I only ended up being able to make one of them kind of look like a ghost, and even that one has a crack in it. Regardless, I still gave him a little face and displayed him on the side. Don't worry about the fact that I'm using a Sharpie, I'm not planning on burning this one, I just want to keep it for a decoration. I do actually think it looks pretty cute, I just wish a few more of them had worked. I had a bit more success with my next craft, which was making a ghost garland out of book pages. I know, it pains me too to rip pages out of books, but this is one that I've already read that I probably won't reread, so instead it's being repurposed for crafts. I started by pulling a page out, then using a Sharpie to draw a ghost shape on it. I gave some of them the traditional spooky ghost face and some little smiley faces. Then I cut the ghost out and used little wooden pegs to hang them onto some string. I'm kind of obsessed with the way this turned out, it looks adorable in my fireplace. And then, to make sure I didn't waste any part of the book pages, I turned the leftover part into a cute ghost frame. I stuck the page down onto some black card and then put it into a gold frame, and I think these look so cool as well. A can't decide if I should paint little white faces onto the ghosts, so let me know what you guys think.
Another rainy afternoon, I don't know what I'm to do. I just miss you more than anything. It's way too quiet in the house, I'm just wasted on the couch, 'cause I don't wanna feel anything. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon. I know the hour's getting late, I shouldn't sit here contemplating. I just can't stop thinking about us. I won't forget a single thing, from drunken nights to Sunday mornings, and how you smile at me. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon.
I don't know about you guys, but I think it is high time that we do a Halloween haul. So refresh your drinks if you need to and get cozy while I show you everything that I picked up this month. So the first category, naturally, is mugs. And I wanted to make sure that I got a spooky mug and an autumnal mug. So for the spooky mug, I picked up this guy, this little ghosty. He is so perfect for hot chocolates. He's got a big chunky handle that you can grab, and it's just the cutest, coziest little spooky mug ever. Okay, and then for the autumn mug, it obviously had to be pumpkin shaped, so I picked up this one. How pretty is this? This has been my tea mug of choice this month. Okay, and then in the same category, kind of, I picked up this, and it was labelled as a trinket dish, but it's got these little toadstools on it, and I've been keeping this on my kitchen counter in this sort of tea and coffee making area, and then I can just rest my teaspoon on it, and it's just added like this little touch of whimsy to my tea and coffee area. Now I realised this year that I don't actually have any autumn decorations, which is shocking to me considering this is my favourite season of the year. But I think it's because every year I go to the pumpkin patch and I buy about 15 real pumpkins and then decorate my house with those. So it feels lovely and autumnal every year, but then obviously they don't keep to the next year. So I feel like I have decorations, but I don't. So I've started a collection this year. So the first decor piece I got was actually from Primark, and it was this velvet pumpkin, which is lovely. It's a really nice burnt orange colour and I'm obsessed. I think I will from now on be collecting velvet pumpkins every year. I just had to change my camera battery, so apologies if we've moved slightly. So the next decor piece that I got is very similar to the velvet pumpkin but on the opposite end of the style spectrum, and that is this little guy. It's a little carved pumpkin cushion and he's so cute and so soft, and he has been sitting on my reading chair and keeping me company while I read all my spooky books this month. Next decor pieces that I got are these two little clusters of mushrooms. Are they mushrooms or are they toadstools? Is it the same thing? I'm not sure. Anyway, I got these from the farm that we go pumpkin picking at, and they're whimsical, aren't they? Whimsical and magical and lovely. They've been sitting on my bookshelves this month, and I think I might leave them out all year round because I don't think they're too specifically autumnal. I think they're just like whimsical forest decorations. And who doesn't want to decorate their house like a whimsical forest? I was scouring Vinted every day, typing in pumpkin jumper, ghost jumper, autumn fair owl jumper, you name it. And it actually took me quite a long time to find the kind of thing I was looking for, but I eventually found the jumper of my dreams. Well, kind of. The jumper, the autumnal jumper of my dreams is a KJP jumper, but if you know, you know, they're a little bit on the pricey side. So whilst we're saving up for one of those, this one will more than suffice. It is so cute. It's got little ghosties on it and it's orange and white and just adorable. I love it so much. And then the other one I found is this one, and when I saw it I couldn't say no. This was an immediate saw it, clocked it, bought it, not letting anybody else steal it away. It's really lightweight, which is actually pretty good because it's not that cold in October here. It's got 3 little pumpkins on it and it's just the sweetest thing I've seen. I also visited 2 very magical shops this month. The first one being the Cabinet of Curiosities in Haworth. I love shops that are like an experience. It's just so beautifully decorated. Tucked away at the back they've got like a book room and it's the most beautiful like book shop that I've ever been in, and the editions are all so carefully picked out and the most beautiful editions of books that you will have ever seen. And first of all, can we talk about how nice this shop bag is? And they also wrap their books in the most wonderful tissue paper when you buy them. So I have very carefully unwrapped the books from this, and this will be featuring in my scrapbooks and journals, I'm sure of it. So the first book that I picked up was Dracula because I do not own a copy of this, and they have the Chiltern editions of all the classics in their store, and I am collecting the classics, and I'm collecting specifically the Chiltern editions because they are the most beautiful books I've ever seen. And then it also got a non-fiction, so this is Botanical Curses and Poisons, The Shadow Lives of Plants by Fez Inkwright, and the cover is this really nice, like it's got nice blue tones on it with orange foil details. I have this fascination with plants and how they can be used for medicines and how they can be used for poisons. I love reading about all of that, so I thought this would be perfect. And the other magical store that I went to this month was the Lost Cauldron in Matlock. I only discovered that this store existed this month, and completely by accident, because I was driving through Matlock to go somewhere else, and I was driving through a part of Matlock that I must just not have ever been to before, and I was driving along and I clocked it at like the side of my eye, and I could just see this store window filled with hanging pumpkins and big old-fashioned trunks, and just like it just looked magical. So I rubbernecked and clocked the name of it and made a note to go back there and I did, and it was just as magical as I hoped it would be. Incredibly beautiful, and they stock, there's just such an amazing variety of things, all very wizard themed, quite Harry Potter themed if you're into that, which I definitely am. I wanted to buy a lot, but I was quite restrained. So I reined myself in to just getting some sweeties because they were Harry Potter themed. So I got some pumpkin pastels, I got some enchanting love potion candies, and I got some sherbet lemons, which I think I'm the most excited for these. I can just put them on my desk and feel like I'm Dumbledore, you know? And who doesn't want that? And then one other thing that I did pick up from the Lost Cauldron was some tea bags. This got me instantly. They're Trelawney's Divination tea blends, and I was like, say no more. You've sold me, I will have it. So there's a few different flavours. Blends? Yeah, I think it's blends, isn't it? There's a few different ones that you can get. I got the Sleeping Dragon, which is a very cool sounding name for tea. It's French lavender, so it says Earl Grey citrus sweetness goes well with the refreshing floral notes of lavender. And I just, you know, I want them all. I will collect them all and proudly display these boxes because how perfect are these? And I think that is everything that I picked up this month. I hope you like it all as much as I did. Let me know what your favourite piece was and what little gems you found this month. And if you have not been to the Lost Cauldron or the Cabinet of Curiosities, I highly recommend.
I think the day we go pumpkin picking is probably my favourite day of the year. We always go the first weekend in October so that I can enjoy the pumpkins for the whole month. If you don't carve them, they last for ages, so I leave them whole and then have a carving night right around Halloween.
Yeah.
Perhaps one of those, a couple like this, and then a bunch of the teeny ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just love seeing the explosion of orange all over the field, hunting for the perfectly shaped pumpkin, dashing all over the place with a wheelbarrow.
You can get on it.
Tells you temperature and pressure, because you definitely don't need to know speed.
Thank you.
Well,
My criteria this year was pumpkins with witchy looking stalks, and I found some really good ones.
That's sort of okay, but the stalks are really mushy. I want one with a cool stalk on it. They're all getting really squishy. So, you know.
The addition of the food stalls and all the extra activities at the farm we go to means you can really make a day out of it. They put in so much work to make this a magical experience, and it really, truly is.
little stalk.
This guy has, but this one's got more bubbles.
It does have little bubbles. That one?
Bubbles. Ooh, that one's spiky.
I've also been spending some evenings this month learning about Samhain and where the traditions of Halloween come from. For example, did you know that trick-or-treating is said to have been derived from ancient Irish practices? In Ireland, mumming was the practice of putting on costumes, going door to door and singing songs to the dead, and cakes were given as payment. On Samhain, the night of the 31st of October, the veil separating this world from the others is supposed to be at its thinnest. To quote Osborne McKnight, "On this night of all nights, our ancestors believed that the souls of the dead could return and the little people could come through the doorway. The little people could be unpredictable. Among their number were those who cared for human beings, married them, dealt fairly with them. But there were equally as many who might try to kill humans, steal their children and replace them with changeling babies." Samhain was a dangerous time in the Celtic mind, and numerous rituals evolved as protection. Our ancestors might have left food and drink as a gift for the others, or worn masks to frighten them away. Skulls with candles in them might have been hung in trees either to invite these spirits of the dead, or to scare off the Sheed.
Just where he was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in justice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody's losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how we felt. Just what it was needed, clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead, and in the eyes of time, nobody's losing. The sparrows will be here by dawn. When we finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will
It's the weekend before Halloween, which means it's time for our official It's time for our official spooky movie night. We're currently just debating whether to do Hocus Pocus 1 and 2 or Beetlejuice 1 and 2. I have seen Hocus Pocus, obviously, but shockingly enough, Beetlejuice has completely slipped me by. I've never ever seen it, and I'm so torn. I mean, obviously, like, Halloween night can be a spooky movie night, so whichever one I don't watch tonight, we can watch on Halloween. But which, I don't know which one now, which one then. I'm really leaning towards Hocus Pocus for tonight, but maybe Hocus Pocus is the one you should watch on Halloween. Anyway, still deciding, but my lounge is not really set up properly for movie nights because my sofa sort of faces this way, but the TV's there because I try really hard not to have it as the focal point of the lounge. I don't want it to be like you automatically sit down, put the TV on. I want this to be a conversational room and a reading room and more than just a TV room. Anyway, so the sofa's not pointing at the TV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the sofa out so it's right in front of the TV, we're going to use my coffee table as a footstool. We're going to get all the blankets. I've got some very exciting themed snacks which I will show you. So yeah, spooky movie night is here. I'm very excited. Let's get everything set up. Okay, so now we've got the sofa set up. So we're straight in front of the TV, and I've got my old TV stand right next to me so that I can lay all my snacks out, and they're just right there for easy grabbing. It's quite early still, but the sun is setting. So I think the plan is to make some dinner, watch an episode of Wednesday with dinner, and then dive into all the autumny snacks and watch a spooky movie. I'm going to set the snack bar up now so it's ready to go and I can show you in the daylight, and then we'll be getting on with our spooky evening.